he and the Iranian parliament making these statements and passing these types of bills or declarations are almost like Hitler claiming that the United States was responsible for the Holocaust. But I must tell you, this should not be unexpected. We should expect this very thing to happen when we have United States senators like John Kerry and congressmen like John Murtha publicly calling our soldiers, sailors, Marines murderers and terrorists, which we all know they have done, and they've done more than once. So Ahmadinejad is parroting exactly what he's hearing coming out of the United States Congress, and that's dangerous.
The psychological warfare, though, I mean, Wayne, on the heels of his visit, of course, before his visit, he said death to America. He comes over, he sees us, then goes home and spouts off hate like this. When you have psychological warfare like this playing out, what are we doing right now to counter that?
Well, great question, Paige, and there is not a lot that we can do because our message is not going to play to the jihadists. And very little of what we say is going to make it into Iran, into the public anyway. Now, on the other hand, Ahmadinejad, of course, has that audience, and that is who he is playing to, and PSYOPs is a very, very important part of any warfare, and he's going to win this on that audience.
Wayne, I got to pick up on something you said a moment ago, and I know there's been controversy about this, but I don't think John Kerry called U.S. troops terrorists. Now, what he said was, going on raids, the effect can be terrorizing on the family who's raided. I've been on those raids, and that can happen. But I don't think he called U.S. troops terrorists. That did not happen.
Well, look, Greg, with all due respect, you can candy coat it, you can put any face on it you want. When a United States senator equates what our young men and women who are laying their lives down every day, when anyone equates that to terror, he is calling them terrorists.
He's not.
You've got to be very, very careful about what you say.
Yeah, I'm with you.
To our guys.
Well, I'm not sugarcoating anything. I've been on those raids. Those raids are necessary, but there is the offshoot of it having a terrorizing effect sometimes on civilians. Wayne will talk about it more.
Welcome back. We were just in a very spirited discussion with former CIA operative Wayne Simmons, joining us from D.C. with more. And Wayne, we were talking about a lot of the psychological warfare going on, and with the president of Iran spewing his hate. And you were making a point that you felt that Senators Kerry and John Murtha were spewing hate that you felt was commensurate, or at least was inciting Ahmadinejad, which, by the way, just to state the obvious, thank goodness we live in America, because let me tell you, this wouldn't be going over the Iranian airwaves right now. But let's pick up where we left off. What do you think we need to be doing to counter the president of Iran's hate?
Well, I think, look, we're doing all the right things. The President of the United States understands this. General Petraeus understands it. We're making all the right moves, and we're doing all the things necessary in country and around the world in the hot spots to try to change ideology. We're working with people. We're not terrorists. And when we kick down doors, and Greg, I might add, I have been in the presence of terrorists, and I have been the subject of their wrath. So I understand what terror is. And it is not when we kick down doors and scare people, and should not be compared to our soldiers. So I think we're doing all the right things on the PSYOPs side. We're dropping leaflets. We're mingling with the societies. And trying to influence the young people. And those are things that we all have to do, because after all, this is a war against Islamofascism, which is an ideology. And that is where we have to attack.
Wayne, I'm a New Yorker and I'm a Marine. I know something about terror myself. I think we're just disagreeing here about the semantics and this incident with John Kerry. Now, John Kerry did not call the troops terrorists. You know where I'm coming from. You know that my father is a commissioner of the New York City Police Department. If a police officer came in here and thought I committed a crime and held a gun to my head, and he was wrong, that would terrorize me for a moment. That does not mean the New York City Police Department is a terrorist. That does not mean that police officer is a terrorist. Are you with me?
Listen, we're going to have to agree to disagree, Greg. You know, you see it one way, I see it another. All I'm saying is not ever, and I mean ever, should a congressman or senator of the United States even remotely infer that anything that we have done relates to terrorism. We are not terrorists. We are freeing people all over the world every day and laying down our lives. That's what I'm trying to do.
And let's hope that continues.
Yeah, and Wayne, I agree. We are not terrorists. We have no argument
Good
on that front.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk more.
Very spirited discussion. Thank you.
Look forward to it.
Thanks,
Appreciate that,
Wayne.
guys.